Coming up on this week of FRC Pick'em Weekly, a quick recap of Week 4 Fantasy Pick'em, including winners, busts, and value picks. Then we head on over to Week 5 with 3 fresh new events to give you which teams we think are must picks and value buys. Time to talk some smack on your results. It's FRC Pick'em Weekly.
Your destination for first content, updates, and gaming.
Welcome to the fun.
First Updates Now is supported by Kettering University. Kettering University hosts 3 co-op employment fairs each year for incoming and current students. Participating in the co-op employment process at Kettering is a great way to begin turning robotics experience into a professional career to earn money towards graduating debt-free. If you are a senior, it's not too late to apply at kettering.edu/apply. Competition season is here. Head on over to thebluelions.com to catch all the events each week. Don't forget to submit your clips of the week to discord.gg/first updates now. Vote in the FRC Top 25 and play in our free fantasy pick'em. Catch fun shows live on Mondays and Tuesdays at twitch.tv/first updates now.
Welcome to FRC Pick'em Weekly. I'm your host, PJ the OG, and joining me is our producer, MC Big T.
Hello.
Tyler, how did you feel about your picks for Week 4?
I had one event I did okay, but not many. Sacramento was my best, I think, overall. I did not do very well at Waterloo, which was a crazy event. Anyways,
Yeah.
I know we'll talk more about it. And actually, Irving, I was 10th too, so I did okay. But we'll talk more about it soon. How about yourself, PJ? How you feeling?
Irving, I did okay. I was tied for 3rd up in Irving. Waterloo was 10th, not too bad. Sacramento, my strat I talked about last week of not picking any of the big 3 teams did not work out. I placed 40th.
Oof.
That is 40.
Oofs in chat for
in
PJ.
Sacramento. So
Oh my God, look at that.
that was not the play to make. So we have learned our lesson about that. And then coming up as well, we will have a $25 gift card from friends at Rev Robotics for tonight's show. So stay tuned for the live giveaway for how to win later on. As always, a quick intro into what Fun Fantasy Pick'em is. For a full description of rules and how to sign up and everything, we have it on Chief Delphi and a link in our Discord. Go to the Pick'em chat. Basically, it's like all of those daily fantasy show commercials you see on TV. We take an event, we assign each team a dollar value based on ELO, which is a calculation based on, winningness. And we assign each team a price. You have $200 to spend, create your best lineup, try to earn the most points based on a slightly modified district system point values. And at the end of the weekend, we see what shakes out, and the winner earns fabulous prizes.
Yeah. And it's free. You can play for free.
And it's free. Absolutely free to sign up. And
use promo code. No.
Use promo code, no promo code.
Yeah.
But it's and so submissions for Week 5 are open right now. They close end of day Wednesday, or whenever Tyler wakes up on Thursday. But get them in by the end of Wednesday, and you will know that your picks are in. There's a website also linked in our Discord that you can follow live results. I believe it updates every few minutes, live in the event, see how you're doing. And it's super fun. Have a great time. So we're going to go ahead and hop into our 3 events from last week, now that we have a little info. I believe we're starting with the Waterloo number 2 district.
Wada.
Loo. Almost said hat, but I think these kids are too young to understand.
That is a dated reference now.
But so Waterloo Day 2, once again, are one of the most stacked events in First history. Winner lineup came from Doof, with a picks of 2,200, 4476, and 5406, and a score of 135 points. Some of your best value picks included 4678, 4907 with their fantastic, amazing little jump climb. If you haven't seen it, go look it up. It's amazing. And then 4476 and 5406 both topping out that list of value picks. I'm kicking myself. My lineup was 2200, 4476, 1114. And I had almost put in 5406 instead of 1114, and I pulled it at the last second. So I'm because I love 5406. Celtics are great people. So I'm kicking myself a little bit, but congratulations to Doof.
When did 4907 release a robot? Because I feel like we had to get picks in before they showed it off.
Yeah, I think it was like Thursday or Friday. It was before, because this event was Saturday. Yeah, it was Saturday, and I think they released it, I want to say Thursday, so I think picks were closed. Okay. Otherwise, I feel like we would have seen a run they would be included in a lot more lineups.
As a side note, what a crazy event where the winning selections don't have 2056 or 1114 for the first and second place. That's crazy, by the way.
Yeah, and like for context, 1114 was a third robot at this event.
Right?
Like, I think they were the third.
Isn't that nuts?
Yeah. There was only 4 alliances for those who don't know because it was a small event. Yeah, they were the third robot of alliance number 4, which is like the most insane statement, which we kind of talked about last week. Jeff and I had brought it up a little bit. That was a distinct possibility that somebody like 1114. I don't think we even said 1114. I think we said somebody like 4476 or 5406 would end up, and then 4476 ended up seating first. 2200 did great, and then but yeah, I think some of your biggest. It's like you said, it's almost hard to call them a dud, but 2056 was probably the dud pick of the event because they were priced at
for how
$90, and they ended up only scoring 35 points. Like they still did well. I mean, like the robot looks good and everything, but it's our biggest duds of the bet were probably 2056 and 1114, which is just like insane to say.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a crazy event. Really cool to see.
Yeah. All right. So moving on to, I believe we're going to talk about the Texas Irving event next. And in Irving, our winner was Shiny. A lot of like short name teams won this week. So with their picks of 33-10, 46-10, 46-41, 66-72, 75-03, and 75-35. And a final score of 226 points. And if you look at some of our top 10 value picks, you'll notice they have all 3 of the top 3 value picks are all in their lineup in 46-41, 46-10, 75-03. And then they took like the hybrid route that we've talked about before, where you take like the one expensive high power team, in this case 33-10, and then sort of spread the wealth on your other picks to make up that $200. So you have that one solid robot, and then you just try to make up the points in the end. And in this case, I think that really paid off for him.
I mean, PJ, I will say though, like yours and Jeff's picks and stuff like that, and quite a few other, only going to the 3-team route did net you third place. I think the problem is that you'll rank high, but I would have been ridiculously surprised if you got first on that. And me, I always go for number 1, so it worked out pretty well overall. But I think for me, my pick that I was really hoping was going to produce more value that didn't was barbecue. I was hoping 27-14 was going to have a little bit better results for what their money was worth for how cheap they were, and that did not pay dividends for me.
I think they did do better than when we talked about them week 1.
Sure.
I think they were still a better overall pick, but yeah, definitely not didn't have quite the bounce back. And then some of our other kind of,
I mean, actually they have the exact same record.
Oh, never mind. Take it
back.
They
were 5-9 at both events, out in the quarters at both events.
Okay.
I don't know if they were selected by a higher alliance, because that would have gotten them more or less.
I think their
points
price. I think their price was lower. For
their value was better. Absolutely.
Yes, I should say their value was better. They didn't necessarily score more points, but yeah, then some of our big sort of our fantasy duds of the week at Irving, we had like 88-16, 50-52, 67-68, and 85-07. All kind of underperforming. 2 of those you'll notice are rookie numbers, which is kind of expected when they underperform, because we kind of just, I don't remember if they'd competed before this season, but like we kind of assigned, I believe there's a base price for teams that have never competed before.
I think base rookies are $21. So so 85-07 was at 20, so I believe that means they played before.
Okay. But either way, yeah. So a couple of our duds of the week, and then I think we're going to go on and talk about our final event, Sacramento. As much as I don't want to talk about my 40th place finish, we will.
I was pretty happy with mine overall, but
yeah. So Sacramento, our winner once again, short team name CMS, with their lineups of 254, 68, 687. 54-19, 71-57, and 80-33. Final winning score of 231 points. Once again, similar theme here. You'll see both of our top value picks, 80-33 and 71-57. They did include both in their lineup. And Tyler and I were talking pre-show. I think this is the first time all season we've seen a team come in with a over 2 points per dollar.
Oh, definitely result. This year for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because 80-33 at 2 points per dollar, 2.05 points per dollar is nuts. But rookie, I don't know if is 8,000's not a rookie team, right? That would be a second year team.
They may have competed maybe 2020, so they may have had one event under their belt. Might have been in 2019. I don't remember. But I think
this team has never competed before, so that's why they were still at. So they were a 2020 team, but never competed in an official event, so that's why they were $21 still.
Yeah, and they came out swinging. I believe they were third seeded Alliance captain, made semifinals, did really well for themselves. And then 7157, who we talked about last week, who had done really well at their first event, kind of came out of nowhere a little bit. Still performed well at this event, scoring 55 points. I believe it was the fourth most at an event. So they were doing good.
This is a quick side note that I think is crazy. Sorry, that 80-33. This has nothing to do with fantasy, but I didn't notice when I looked up. They won regional entry and inspiration at their event. Oh, that's crazy as an 8,000 numbered team. Congrats to them. Man.
Yeah, especially 8,000 team at their first event.
That's so cool.
Huge congrats. Probably definitely a team to keep an eye on. I'll be excited. So, it means they're going to champs then. So I'll be excited to see, maybe touch base, see what they're doing. They're a team I'd like to meet. I said Jeff says I don't know rookies were eligible for EI. Technically, they're not a rookie because the 2020 teams, even if they never competed, are not considered rookies. It's still surprising. They're basically a second year team. And then we had some of our biggest duds of the week was 3598, who was on my lineup, who did not show up to the event, it appears. So that's and they were a $41 team, so we're gonna call that a big oof. 4904, 2367, 7667, all kind of underperformed a bit based on their price value. So other than that, I was pretty, like I said, I took 40th largely because one of my teams didn't show up. It's gonna
sure, yeah, we'll blame it all on that. That's okay.
Yeah, that's why. Everybody else, amazing.
Yeah.
Total would have taken first place.
Yeah, would have been up there. So. Thanks to Kettering University for their support of this video. If you want to continue enjoying the excitement of robotics, come check out what's going on at Kettering University, including their Combat BattleBots team and First Center. Turn your robotics experience into a professional career. Be sure to apply to Kettering beginning in August of 2022. Go to kettering.edu/apply to learn more.
All right. So now we're going to go ahead and look into week 5 with 3 high impact events to cover. We'll talk about our picks and who we think some of the best value picks are out there. And definitely, as we're talking, if you're in chat, feel free to throw in your opinions. Let us know who you think the value picks at events are. Talk about your lineups, and we will discuss as we go. I believe we're starting with the FMA Montgomery event.
Not MAR, right?
No, not MAR. As much as I like MAR more than FMA, but I didn't get to name it. So, so the FMA Montgomery event, I went with a lineup of 222, 1914, 1923, and 2458. I took 222. They're coming off. They have an event win already this year. They were the captain of, I believe, the 6th-seeded alliance that won. So I really like that they were a lower-seeded alliance captain and won, because that shows that they have, while they might not seed high, they've got the intelligence to make smart picks and pull off upsets along the way, which I think goes a long way. And then I took both of the Midnight Inventor twins, just because I don't know which one's going to do better. And I liked 1914 for their price point for sure. I see you took them too.
Yeah, same thing. And I took them also. They actually were the alliance captain at the event. This was the alliance that unfortunately was the first, I think, number 1 alliance not to win an event. But 1914 was the alliance captain, and they're cheaper. So to me, I'm going to pick them over 1923 from a value standpoint.
Yeah. I don't know. FMA, I will be the first to admit, is not a region I'm super familiar with. So I like, in my precursory research, I like 1923 still did well. I think it's a 50-50 shot which one of them seeds higher. And
I still think they'll do well. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. And then 2458, I just liked for the price. They filled out the number nice. They, at their first event, they were ranked 14 quarterfinalist, which is not, I was like, that's decent. They've had some time to improve, so they kind of rounded them out because the price was right for them there. So I see you went with 222 and 1914. You kind of talked about both.
Yep.
What made you go with 41 and 75?
I mean, 41 were finalists at their first event, so I like them for their price point of 55. I really wanted to take 25 going into this. It just combination-wise just did not work out.
It was a little too much for me, a little too rich for my blood.
Yeah, that's really what it came down to. 75 was a district winner, but they were ranked 24th. So more just taking them for where their value is and hoping that they'll kind of fall into a similar situation again. And or who knows, maybe do a little bit better and be an alliance captain or something like that. But for where their value was to me, that's the reason I took them out of the picks.
Because obviously they bring something to an alliance, and I think that's huge. Like people are like, oh, they're the third bot or whatever. I'm like, they still contribute. This is a game very much where all three robots are doing stuff. And coming off of our district events, without our third robots, we would not have been in the position we were in. So, you're bringing something to the team, which means you'll be able to bring something to the team here too. So I definitely was taking a look at them as well.
Well, let's talk about an area you might have a little bit more familiarity with, PJ.
Yes. Yeah, so now we're going to go ahead and talk about the FIM, my home in FIM, Macomb event, week 5. My picks, I took 818, 2851, 3175, 4779, and 5926, which after I put the lineup together, I realized coincidentally they all did their first event at Rochester, which was my team competed at Rochester. So which was not
it's not overly competitive event though, right?
It wasn't. It's stronger than it looked on the surface, and
Sure.
it's some of these teams I have talked to more, and I know a bit more of their internal process and some changes they've made. Like 2851, for example, at Rochester was having a lot of electrical and programming issues. I've been talking to some of their mentors and students, and I've been watching some film for some of their practice batches, and it appears they've sorted through all that. So they were a really good price point. So I wanted to take them. 3175, who only had a level 2 climb at Rochester, now has a level 3.
Oh,
which
nice.
I think is going to help them with that's going to help them a ton with RP and seating. 4779, hugely underrated at Rochester. I think they were the 4th or 5th highest scoring bot. And for context, 3539, who was the most expensive team at $61, I believe 4779 is averaging about 2 balls less in teleop than them, which is for the price point from 61 to 4779 was priced down at $37. I was not going to pass that up at all. And then 5926 is a really good logo bot, really good. I think they're going to really turn up. They played good defense and good seating. So yeah, all teams I'm really familiar with. 818's drive coach is a former student of mine. So there's a little bit of some homer picks.
You got the ins, huh?
Yeah, we'll see how it works out. But then but I was avoiding 3539 just at the price point, and then yes, they seeded first and won Pittsburgh, but they had no defense played on them. The one match they had defense played on them, I think in finals, I think they made 3 balls in teleop because they're just really susceptible to defense. And I think that once they get back to Michigan, where we hit relatively hard, I think they might struggle a bit more than they did at Pittsburgh.
Well, and you saw them play at Rochester as well, too.
Yes.
And you guys, your team beat them at Rochester, so I'm sure a little bit of experience. Yeah, I mean, I come in the same boat with you. I thought it was funny that we didn't pick any of the same teams in this, by the way.
Yeah.
But really, I think that really comes down to is my investment was going in the Martians team and seeing how if they could improve just a little bit more from their event. I saw Martians at Kettering 1.
Oh yeah.
And obviously looking good, but wanted to see them pick up their cycle pace a little bit more. So I'm hoping that I'd love to see. I think this could be one of the few years where they pair up and actually take an event and go all the way. So that's where my money's at for those 2 teams. And honestly, the rest of the teams we're just kind of predicated based on what I had left for money so far. Livonia Warriors has a win at the Livonia District in week 3 as the alliance captain and number 1 seed. So I also like them for value. Yeah.
I was very tempted by the Martian twins as well, but it was almost like I almost felt like if you're going to pick one, you should pick them both. Cause it was sort of like my logic with the Midnight twins.
Sure.
Where I was like, I don't know which one's going to do better. I know they're both going to do fine, but I would be kicking myself if I picked the one that did worse. And so, but in this case, they're the same price. So I looked at the Martian twins. I ran a bunch of different lineups, and I think I liked a little bit of variety. I don't know.
No, that's I'm
very much
totally.
turned
I
out to
think
be
your
long.
lineup's totally fine too. I don't have any issues with your lineup either. So,
Yeah.
I think these both have good potential to go far, and we'll probably both do awful. So we'll find out.
Yeah. And then Casey asked if they do the Martians have identical robots. Yes, they do. They always build identical robots. Just usually one's red and one's green.
Yeah.
They
But they do in many cases and have very different performances. So.
Yeah, traditionally 494 is the stronger team.
Yeah, it's the better team. Yep.
Which makes sense that they're actually the original team.
That's
they're
true.
Martians, 70's more Martians. 70 is the split off team. So traditionally 494 is better, but there have been years where 70 is the better one. And this year I think they were both finalists at their first event. I think one seeded like second and one seeded third.
Yeah.
Or something. So like they're
right
very
around there, yep.
Yeah, so they're very similar in performance levels this year. It's going to be very interesting to see at the same event how they stack up. Because I know
70 was actually number 1 seed at their event.
Oh, they were.
Yeah, because they were with Chimeras and lost.
Yes.
Lost in the finals there.
Yeah, and I know 494 lost to like
they lost the Rush in the Kettering one
and 5460.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. But so that's Michigan. I could talk for forever, but I know we're already running out of time. So we're gonna move on to the Bayou Regional down in Louisiana. Supposedly some tornadoes are rolling into the area, so hope everybody down there stays safe. Like all around where like the Bayou, Arkansas, and Smoky Mountain regionals are all like in a sort of like there's some weird weather happening there.
Man.
So fingers crossed that everybody's safe, stay safe. There's like the weather kind of blows over. But so just throwing that out there. But yeah, so my picks I went with 364, 2183, 2992, 3039, and 8044.
You went the cheaper lineup in this one, it seemed.
I did. I avoided 179 and 118. I mean, 364 is still 55, but that is a significant drop from 72. But I really like 364. I love 2992. I know they're one of the more expensive at $47. I just have been a fan of theirs for years. And I was just so I just took them. That was a home a heart pick, as we call them on 3538. You know, like when you're picking a robot, you pick with your heart, not your numbers. But then I see we both pick 8044. That's a Denim Venom. So I don't know if you want to talk about a little bit why you picked them.
They were cheap.
Yep. They were cheap.
You know, real quick, I forgot to do this. We need to start our giveaway real quick.
Yep.
For in 8044, I mean they were ranked 9 in semifinalists and stuff, but yeah, real quick before we forget, let's start our giveaway from our friends at Rev Robotics. So they're giving away a $25 gift card that you can use on their website, and the keyword is going to be Neo. So type Neo, subs get extra luck. We'll draw in just a couple minutes. So good luck, everybody.
It's Neo, Neo, like the lead character.
Like
from
he has the one.
Yeah. Kids still know the Matrix, right?
I mean, the newest one came out, so maybe.
Oh, I forgot about that. I forgot they had to do it.
Yeah.
But anyway, no, yeah, 8044 was cheap, and they had a good performance at whatever Florida regional they were at. I think Tallahassee, but yeah. So I know same logic on that one. I figured that's what it was going to be. But and then I see, what made you go with 179 over 118?
118, you know, honestly, this past week, they're good. They're 118. They're awesome, but I think their performance can still get better. And I think right now 179 is outscoring. I think they're going to seed 1 and 2, and I think 179 will pick 118. Yeah. But I see 179 getting more wins, especially. I think right now, Tele-App wise, I think 179 is actually a little bit stronger. I don't for this event. I don't have my numbers in front of me for that. They both have really good end games. So they're both going to seed high because of that. But I like 364 as well. I took them in the last one, and I think they're a good pick too.
Yeah, no, I agree. And then I like your 1421 pick as well. I was between 1421 and 364 because they're right around that same price point. I ended up going with 364 because I think they're a little bit better, and I had the extra $3 to spend. So I like that 1421 pick as well. But yeah, it's no, I agree. And with 118 also, it's. You never know, like, because they've already done both their Texas districts.
Yeah.
So this is definitely like a tune-up for like states and worlds. So sometimes you wonder, like, are they going to be like trying weird autos and like weird things, like just like get practice in? Which sometimes I don't know. Maybe they won't, but I know sometimes teams on that kind of like third event, like you already know you're going to states, like mindset. It's like winning might not be the exact point of why you're
in
there.
quals, maybe, but in playoffs you're not going to pull crap like that.
That's fair. No, they're both solid picks. I think, like you said, I think they're going to seed 1 and 2, most likely pick each other, most likely win the event. Like, I just, on the off chance they don't. Once again, I loaded up on a few. It was like 30-39 as another team that had pretty strong performance. They were ranked 7 semifinalists at their first event. Excuse me. And then 2183, actually, I really liked as a value pick as well. They were only down at $28, and they were ranked 7 semifinalists at their first event as well.
That is a good value.
So they were so they had right about the same finish as 30-39, but at $9 less. So we'll see.
So interesting thing actually about that team, about 2183, is that they were ranked 7. And in quals, they actually didn't have a very good record, but they just kept getting a lot of extra RP, which to me means good value, right? It means they just had a crappy schedule, and they were still able to get the extra RP out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as you're calling a couple of them. But all
right, let's go ahead and draw for the giveaway winner once again from our friends at Robotics. Sorry, quick turnaround on that. If you're watching after for FRC Top 25, we do have another giveaway as well too. But Neo was the keyword, and the winner for that is going to be Nate the Great 8108. So we talked about him yesterday. I think he submitted a question for the 1678 people yesterday. But congratulations, Nate the Great. Shoot me a message either on Twitch or Discord with your name and email, and we will get that out to you. And thanks again to Rev for the awesome giveaway.
I love a username that rhymes.
Right? Yeah, lots of rigged emails, please.
Yes. All right. So thank you all for tuning into FRC Pick'em Weekly. Special thanks to all those who clicked that follow button or stepped up to help fund with a Twitch subscription or donation. Your support really helps us continue to make great content. Don't forget you can watch FRC Pick'em Weekly archived at youtube.com/firstupdatesnow. And you can catch us live on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern during the competition season. If you're watching live, please stay tuned for the FRC Top 25 for Week 4, starting in just a few minutes. Thanks again to MC Big T for coming on and talking picks. I'm PJ the OG. Thanks for watching. Good luck to all teams competing in Week 5 and beyond. Anybody in that tornado area, I hope you stay safe. I hope the weather blows through. And we will see you next week on FRC Pick'em Weekly. Good night.
Thanks to Kettering University for their support of this video. If you want to continue enjoying the excitement of robotics, come check out what's going on at Kettering University, including their Combat BattleBots team and First Center. Turn your robotics experience into a professional career. Be sure to apply to Kettering beginning in August of 2022. Go to kettering.edu/apply to learn more. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay up to date on our new videos. Keep the conversation going and provide your input to our content. Watch our live shows at twitch.tv/firstupdatesnow. Join our Discord at discord.gg/firstupdatesnow and check out Fun FTC on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and First Updates Now on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter.